Hello dear students, and here comes the last activity in the chapter Dying of Gluten, which is the last activity for this year in biology. Our objectives today will be 1. Relate the consumption of food to the risk of appearance of certain cardiovascular diseases, obesity. Calculate the BMI. 3. Reduce the risks of obesity and nutritional diseases. 4. List the factors favoring the development of obesity. 5. Indicate that the prevention of obesity and cardiovascular diseases must be carried out as soon as possible, and that this is done by reducing the energy supply. Do you remember what did we say about a balanced diet last time? And what if your diet will not be balanced? Just to remember that food intake is the source of energy in our body. Thus, in order to maintain your body's normal energy, you have to balance the energy intake and energy expenditure. This document shows the relation between the energy intake supplied from nutritional elements, the food that we eat, and energy expenditure, the energy expended by the body according to the physical activity to maintain healthy weight or mass. I will show you some examples to clarify the idea. Suppose that this individual intakes food or nutritional elements that provide his body with 12,000 kilojoules. Kilojoules is the unit used to measure the energy, and he does activity, physical activity, and expended energy which is 12,000 kilojoules also. If you compare the intake of energy to that expended by the body of the same individual, you find out that the energy in is equal to the energy out. Thus, his body will maintain a healthy mass. This example here shows another case in which the individual intaken 16,000 kilojoules and expended 8,000 kilojoules only according to his physical activity. And also by comparing the energy intake to the energy expended by this individual, you will find out that the energy in, which is 16,000 kilojoules, is more than the energy out, which is expended by the body and is 8,000 kilojoules. Thus, this individual will start to gain mass. Case 3, as for this individual, the energy intaken by her body according to the nutritional elements intaken by her through her diet is 8,000 kilojoules, and the physical activity done by this individual causes her body to expend 12,000 kilojoules. And also by comparing the energy intaken by this body to the energy expended by the body, we find out that the energy in, which is 8,000 kilojoules, is less than the energy out, which is 12,000 kilojoules. So this body will start to lose mass. This is the way that you have to balance the energy intake and the energy expended by your body in order to maintain a good health. What if your food diet was based only on fats? Did you ever thought about the disadvantages of such a behavior? Teacher, be sure that the excessive consumption of foods, especially high in fat, is responsible for the accumulation of fats, and the accumulation of fats in the body will lead to obesity and cardiovascular diseases. And these diseases are the diseases related to heart disorders, like high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, by the accumulation of fats on the wall of the arteries. What is obesity? Obesity is an abnormal or excessive accumulation of body fat, which results from an imbalance between energy intake and energy expenditure, resulting in numerous complications. How can we know if we are obese or not? Let us find out. The main measure of obesity is the body mass index, the BMI, which is calculated by dividing the mass of the body in kilograms to the height power 2 in meters. So, you can find your BMI, the body mass index, by dividing your mass in kilogram, or the individual's mass in kilogram, to the height of the individual power 2, and this height must be in meters. How can you know if you are obese, normal, overweight, extremely obese, underweight? After you calculate your BMI and find out this BMI in kilograms per meter square, you are going to match your BMI to this scale. If your BMI is below 18.5, you will be underweight, or the individual will be underweight. If the BMI calculated is between 18.5 to 24.9, this range will be a normal range. If the BMI ranges between 25 to 29.9, the individual will be overweight. Till this level, the individual is not obese unless his BMI becomes between the ranges 30 to 34.9. And this is the beginning of obesity. Above 35, the individual will be extremely obese. This is one way to find out if you are within the obesity scale range or not. This graph here shown in this document can show you if you are within these ranges if you match your weight in kilograms to your height in meters. For example, if an individual's height is 1.68 and his mass is 60, you match the 1.6 to 60 kilograms, and here is the intersection between these two. This individual will be within the healthy weight. If the individual's height is 1.52 and his mass is 75, let us find out. Match the 1.52 to 75 here. Intersection between 75 kilos and 1.52 meters will be within the range of obesity. A direct application about how to find out the BMI or how to calculate the BMI. The BMI is to remember that you divide the weight in kilograms to the height in meter square, and here the weight is the mass. I'll give you the first example and you are going to apply in the same way for your own BMI. Let us take this example. For example, if you measure or anyone measures 1.8 meters for 80 kilograms, how can you find the BMI? The BMI, as you remember, or as you match here, that the weight divided by the height meter square. The weight or the mass is 80 kilograms divided by 1.8 meters, but this 1.8 meters should be power 2. You calculate this equation, you will find out that the BMI will be equal to 24.7 kilograms per meter square. Taking this BMI, which is 24.7, taking this BMI, which is 24.7 kilograms per meter square, and matching it to the scale of BMI, you will find out that this BMI ranges between 18.5 to 24.9. This BMI is within this range, so this individual will be normal. In this specific case, in our example, the BMI is 24.7 kilograms per meter square, so we are in the case of a normal status. Now, as a direct application, you are going to calculate your own BMI and specify to which case you belong. Great, let us continue. The factors contributing to obesity. What are the causes of obesity? Do all individuals have the same causes to be obese? The causes of obesity may vary from one individual to another. 1. The food habit. Overeating is one of the causes of obesity. 2. Physiological states like pregnancy, stress, the changes in the mood. 3. Environmental factors. The environment, as we have talked before, the environmental factors, the social factors may affect. The people that suffers from starvation are different from people which lives a sedentary and with good economical lives. So some people will be very thin and some people will suffer from obesity, overweight. Heredity, which is related to genetics, the family tree, the family history, as this one. Medications, some medications that are rich in cortisol or some hormonal changes in the body may cause obesity, or some diseases. And living a sedentary life, which is lacking of exercise, also can cause obesity. These are the different causes of obesity. So be careful. The consequences of obesity. What are the health consequences, the serious health consequences that are caused by obesity? We have different diseases that may occur from being obese, this state of health. First, hypertension or strokes, which are psychological diseases. Coronary, which are related to heart diseases, and mainly the diabetes. Some cancer disease, osteoarthritis, which are diseases in the bones, skin, reproductive abnormalities, pulmonary diseases, diseases in the lungs. How to prevent yourself from being obese? Avoiding overweight and obesity is essential to provide good health and avoid cardiovascular diseases. How to do that? 1. Balance between energy needs and energy expenditure. Be careful for your food diet. 2. Eat a diversified and balanced diet, which is good quality and adequate quantity. 3. Avoid snacking. 4. You must do exercise and avoid sedentary life. This is our activity. Hope you enjoyed the information carried out in this session. Please be careful for the notes, study well, and see you soon.